Hi Scorpio, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2015, and there's a couple of things. First of all, Saturn has moved out of your sign and gone into the area of material security. More on that in a minute. Also, the move of Saturn from your sign coincides with Jupiter coming into a really good angle to your sign, and there's more opportunity there. There's more of a flowing energy, and more on that in a minute. But I want to mention the new moon, because the new moon, even though it's not hugely powerful for your sun at the moment, it might be for another of the planets in your natal chart, or indeed if this is your rising sign, you know, it might be for your sun sign. But it'll be mostly quite powerful for other cardinal signs. And there's going to be a new moon on October the 13th at 19 degrees of Libra opposing Uranus. So that means that the long transit of Uranus, wherever it is in your sun sign chart, and also in your natal chart, and it's probably two completely different places, will feel that energy and the opportunity that you can use to initiate things and make a bit of a fresh start will be happening because of that new moon on the 13th for the subsequent 4 weeks. So before it begins to sound too complicated, just let me recap where Uranus has been transiting since 2011, and that's been in your area of work, daily duties, chores, and there might have been over that time some uncertainty about, why am I doing this? Is this the right way to be doing this? I can't find the thing that I want to do, really. I'm searching, but this will do for now. Or it can be manifesting in lots and lots of ways. Or it might not have been about work so much as health. It might have been, okay, you know, I'm following down this road according to this health practitioner, but is it actually proving itself to be useful? Maybe I'll try another road. Maybe I'll try therapies, remedies. Maybe I'll try healthy practices. Again, Uranus is there, and Uranus is going to be there in 2019. However, the idea behind Uranus being in either of those areas, work or the daily chores you have to do, or health matters, is to get you to see something which is way outside of the box, because often the unconscious or the subconscious knows it first. And if we are open-minded, we pick up on our own subconscious. And you, Scorpios, even though you are a fixed sign, you do listen to your gut instinct quite well in an organic way. So maybe organically, in the pit of your stomach, you've known something about work, about techniques of work, or about health. Because that's what your unconscious has been trying to get you to see, because there will be a solution. But if you haven't, usually the way Uranus works is that there are unforeseen events and even accidents that come along to get us to. The Uranus is the planet of awakening, so gets us to wake up to something which, in a rather uncomfortable sort of a way, so that we kind of get it, the penny drops, you see, even though often we have to be dragged kicking and screaming because we're saying, oh, why did this have to happen? Well, it had to happen because you're maybe on another level, your life purpose, you haven't been playing who you really are through your work well enough, and so that had to happen to kind of get you to turn in another direction, or indeed to get you to see. You're not likely to drop the way you work if you are, you know, doing something that you like. But if you are chronically being tired out or feeling squeezed or just fed up with the work or indeed a health situation, then you are likely to find an answer, because Uranus is the planet of reversals, reversal of fortune. Okay? So long-term changes have been affecting your employment situation. Maybe you've been ducking and diving, you know, maybe it's been like an uncertain kind of feeling. and also having to be innovative, really innovative and on your toes to do with daily routines or technology or bits of kit or anything under you, which is under your responsibility. So this has been a good time to learn new skills, to have been experimental, maybe to do with work, and also to do with any health matters, your own or somebody else's, and adopting a very different attitude towards how you can make this work pay better or be more satisfying, or indeed how you can help help yourself, your body, you or somebody that you are concerned about resolve their situations. Now, this new moon on the 13th means that for the 4 weeks from then, you could be able to take stock, listening to your inner guidance, tap into the intuition, listening to the pit of your stomach, listening to that gut knowing, watching your dreams, sort of just setting it in your mind before you go to sleep. I need to have a dream that gives me the guidance, gives me the lead here. You can actually order them, especially water signs, So you're a water sign. Use the tools and tap into your intuition. But maybe it's not like that. Maybe it's just you could get intuitive guidance, or you could just sit with yourself and contemplate and meditate and let something go. This is the thing with you, Scorpio. You can get quite fixated on an idea, a problem, on just wanting something. Desire is a big word with Scorpio. So actually letting it go is a real magic. Try it. I really couldn't think of any other way to describe it to you. Anyway, other news is letting it go is in order to allow your, shall we say, your higher nature to kind of work it out and then present the thing to you. Just letting it go, because you have incredibly intense willpower and it works on more levels than just your everyday survival mind. Now, other news, the sun. The sun is in very much a behind the scenes area. It's the same area as the moon, actually. It's intuitive, it's background, it's you getting on with things behind the scenes, tying up loose ends, or maybe it's to do with being as the support, being aware of another's needs and requirements. It's just putting yourself out there a little bit more. And this is no time to cling to ego, because if you do, you will be disappointed. Mercury is also in the same area, working from these deeper levels, the mind, turning the mind in or zoning you out more, because in that way, again, you can then source from other sources than just the obvious ones in everyday life. And it's a very, very imaginative area as well for those of you who do art. And it's a very spiritual area also. So having that faith there. But also with Mercury there, it's like the jury's out. You haven't decided on something. You don't know how you're feeling about something. You haven't decided about something. Or you're waiting for somebody else to decide. Maybe it's like that. It's kind of, you're just waiting for a response, particularly because Mercury's retrograde until the 9th. Mercury's been retrograde since last month. So that will tend to slow things down. It will tend to get you to sense and feel and think things through in that sensing way more. And now, Venus has been in one sign since June the 6th, which is very unusual for Venus. She usually does 3 weeks per sign. So Venus is coming out of there finally on the 9th, and she has been at the top of your chart, at the zenith, at the culmination of your sun sign chart, really oiling the wheels and tending to create more favorable circumstances, not without a little bit of challenge though, with authority figures or professionally for you, with bosses, with anybody who is in a position of power. So there will have been some friction probably because of the angle, but it will have generally oiled the wheels there, especially because this has been quite a long transit and given you an ally or a favorable sort of report or just maybe opportunity which you could have grabbed. And somebody that you could socialize with, somebody maybe in a position of power that you get on okay with. It could have been like that as well. Well, however it was. And also you yourself could have been the one in the position of power. You yourself could have been the one that others come to because you are seen in a good light, your reputation, your image, whatever it is. Now Venus is coming out of there and going into group relationships area and also friendships. So it's a really, really good place for Venus to be because she's now coming into a very good angle to your sun sign, along with Mars and along with Jupiter for a very, very long transit. Jupiter, that is. So Venus is coming in there for about 3 weeks into this favorable angle, so meaning that giving a boost through group gatherings, networking, not what you know, but who you know, good contacts, making even better contacts. And Venus is sociable there, helpful, supportive. Venus channeling through you is helpful, sociable, supportive. Venus rules money and property as well, so in the pipeline there could be money and property coming to you through these group associations, through these friendships, through these particular contacts that you have. Mars is also in this area, which happens to be extremely progressive and future orientated, meaning that you can get the ball going on something that maybe you've waited around to do. And you'll tend to be the initiator with things. Mars likes that. Mars likes you to get on, you know, to get on with things, to get the ball rolling, to make a decision, to initiate, to be dynamic, to be proactive, and all of those sorts of words. And also Mars likes to be competitive as well. So it might mean that because of people who belong to a group or associates or friends, you have to be competitive. You've got this competitive feeling. This is a progressive phase anyway, when plans that maybe had been shelved can start moving forward again, or can move forward for the first time. And it's quite an unconventional area as well. So maybe again that feeling of okay, is there some really offbeat, odd way I can be doing this, rather than the obvious or the slogging away with the plan that didn't work? I mean, it could just be like that, because you do have this Uranian energy in your area of work anyway. Long term, that one's in there, by the way. Uranus is in there till 2019. So now Mars is only going to be in there until next month. But Jupiter is going to be in there for a lot longer in this area to do with networking, in this area to do with connecting with others. And also having been the one maybe who takes the lead. You know, sometimes you get volunteered to be the leader by the others, you know, who will be there to back you up, particularly in this next 3 weeks, I would think. Friendships should be supportive. Okay, so the sun moves on the 24th and then comes into your sign, Scorpio. And so that will be, you know, a really good time to sit back, take stock, figure out the dance of life over the past months. And in general, the way should be clearer for you to improve things for yourself, just to be more self-centered or centered on things that are important to you, close to your heart. And why not, you know, this is the time of the year which belongs to you, and give more time and energy to your aims and ambitions. Now Saturn, as I say, left your sign and is launching you into a 2-year cycle to be more concentrated, related to the material physical side of life. And that's where you'll need to be disciplined. That's where you'll need to be most concentrated, using that famous Scorpio willpower, not becoming totally obsessed, of course, but just really you know, you're not a quitter. You can be extremely determined, but make sure that you valued it right, you know, because sometimes we keep, as we say here in the UK, flogging a dead horse, you know. So just make sure that that pit of the stomach knowing, which isn't ego related, I have to say, this is purely organic. It's just like, it knows. The body has a mind and the body knows, which has nothing to do with our egos. So just try and listen to that, and be kind to yourself, encourage yourself, you know, tell yourself, okay, you know, we can do this. Whatever it is, you know, whatever it is, whether it's sticking with the same thing or whether it is actually looking for different ways to you know, to bring in the resources that you need, put food on the table, roof over the head, and so on. Or maybe it's not about that. Maybe it's about property. Maybe it's about property. Maybe it's about other resources which you can work hard to capitalize on assets. This is the thing about this area that Saturn's in. It's your assets. It's your natural inborn assets that you were born with and came into this life with as well. It's not just external things. So yeah, this is the area where you have to build the new structures, where you have to where you have to be most focused over this next just a little bit more than 2 years, and also realizing, you know, what something is worth to you, and making a decision about that. You Scorpios born 22nd of November or 24th to the 28th of yeah, the 24th to 28th. You Scorpios born the 22nd of November or the 24th to 28th of October, or with 29 degrees or 0 to 5 degrees rising, are going to feel the energy the most. I have to say, those of you with 29 degrees rising and born later, 22nd of 21st, 22nd of November, you will feel the energy of the old position. It's a little bit more challenging, but it'll pretty soon slide into the early degrees of Scorpio in a few weeks. And now Jupiter. Jupiter has now moved into a more fortunate angle to your sun sign. Will be there for 12 months. Come out of there next September. And Jupiter will help you to grow and learn through new associations and friendships, or within a collective of others who have interests and a situation in common. This can be very enlightening for you, or indeed you yourself can be the enlightener in that group. That is the area that is ruled naturally by Uranus. So this is a very progressive area, and you can do well. You can make those, you know, do that networking, make those new friends, contacts, colleagues, but also touch base with those older ones, and you will start thinking maybe differently. You can be viewed as the enabler or the guide, connected to a key group of others, or indeed you can find an enabler or a guide or a teacher for yourself. Scorpio and Scorpio rising, or those born the 3rd to the 9th of November, or with 11 to 17 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. I would say that's probably the 10th of November actually. You're going to be feeling the energy the most this month. And that's it for October. May I apologize if you have sent me an email. We've just discovered now in August, as I'm speaking to you, that there's a broken link on my website, and emails just haven't been getting through since probably early July. But it's been holiday times and it wasn't picked up, and so when yeah, so we're dealing with that, and hopefully all will be well. And that, you know, and I ask you to get in touch again if you still want to. So if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also if you want to check out any little bit that I've been saying here, the basis of what I've been saying, the basics of what I've been saying here is on my website. DianaGarland.com. And I'll see you the next time.